Whenever we work with default routing, we have to understand that we're working with a limited information set. Really, all we have is a metric that says, here's the metric for a route that gets you everywhere. But what if we have two area border routers that are sitting on the fence to a stub area, such as this? We have two area border routers, and we want one of those to be preferred. By default, we're going to get a cost of 1 assigned to the inter-area default route. The inter-area default route is this one right here. Asterisk saying it's a candidate default. IA saying it's a type 3. This is what you would see on an internal router of a stub area. Area 567 right now is configured as a stub area. So we're seeing that. And right now in my topology, R7 is preferring the connection over to R5. Why? Because both of these routers, R5 and R6, are injecting a default route with the same cost. If I wanted to, I could up the cost of the route that was being advertised by R5. Now, I'm not going to do that because my topology is working pretty well. But let's review this. If you wanted to, you could say, I'm going to use ABR as my primary, and it's going to use the default cost of 1. My secondary would have a cost of 10. Now, you have to be careful about this, because this is not a very big change to the cost. So if you really wanted to weigh it, I would suggest a larger value than this. But this would be a way that we would inject those inter-area default routes into the stub area, and now allow us to have the lion's share of the load go through the primary. So if you knew that ABR1 had better connectivity, it had higher end connections, faster connections, or topologically it was better suited, you would choose to do something like this, where you would devalue the other ABR in terms of its cost. Router 6, for me, is a router that I might want to even further devalue the cost. So if I wanted to change the cost, I could say area 567, default cost. Now, I'm not going to do this a lot, but you can see that I've got a pretty large spectrum of cost manipulation to do here. And let's just make it a nice 10,000, which is a really big cost. So we're going to devalue R6 as the exit for external routes. We're not influencing any other behavior here. We're just saying R5, the other router, is a better ABR for external routes.